This is our Swift Basecamp 2. It's a 2020 special edition model, and at the time of making this video, this Basecamp is 20 months old and we've owned it for nearly a year. And within that time, we've been out in it over a dozen times and have fully settled in with the Basecamp now, from towing it to living in it and everything in between. For this trip, we have returned to the Plas Farm Caravan Park near Abergele in North Wales. The caravan park, which is secluded and not clearly visible from surrounding roads, is located in the beautiful Welsh countryside in the rolling hills and is the gateway to Snowdonia. The pitches themselves are spacious, fully serviced and offer countryside views. Stunning. As the sun begins to set and the mind begins to think about freshening up for the evening, this offers the perfect time to talk about the shower on board the Basecamp. Here we are inside the Basecamp, and although we are on a campsite, we are fully self-sufficient in the Basecamp because the Basecamp does come with a practical wet room. So in the wet room we have our Thetford chemical toilet, flushing toilet. We've obviously got our sink. We have the shower, which is I'm going to talk in detail about in a moment. Above the shower we have an opening skylight, and then there's also the heater inlet there. But before we start talking about the shower in detail, let's nip outside and have a look at the water supply to the Basecamp. So the Basecamp, like all caravans, has its fresh water supply coming through an aquaroll. And an aquaroll holds 40 litres of water. Now the average power shower at home for 5 minutes uses 50 litres of water. So if you're to use the Basecamp shower like you use the shower at home, you'll soon run through all your aquaroll. As we're on a service pitch here, I have a direct water supply coming from a tap on the back of the pitch. Now that direct water supply is coming into the aquaroll, and inside the aquaroll I have a float very similar to the toilet system at home. So when the aquaroll starts to drain and the Basecamp's pulling water, it will allow water to water in. Once it reaches the sort of halfway point, it switches off, and therefore I have a continuous supply of fresh water coming into the Basecamp on a service pitch. And again, because I'm on a service pitch, I have the grey water, which is your shower and sink water, etc., going directly onto a drain. But if I wasn't on a service pitch, under this spot here I'd have what's called a waste master. So I'd have a waste water tank there, and that broadly takes the same amount of water, wastewater, as the aquaroll. So it's something to consider when using your shower. The hot water for the shower is supplied via the Whale water heater, which can be found under the wardrobe. So in the wardrobe, open the door, lift up the panel, and there is the Whale water heater. Now that water heater holds 8 litres of water and takes approximately 10 to 15 minutes to get to temperature. With regards to heating the water, first thing, I'll just look at the power that's coming into the Basecamp. So I'm on electric hookup, and then if I just go in here and look at my ampage, I've got my limit set to a maximum 13 amps, so no more than 13 amps can be drawn into the Basecamp, and right now I'm using less than an amp. So that's telling me that the water is now at temperature, because when it's heating it's pulling about 4 amps. And then on the Whale command, you can just see there's the hot water, and I've just got it set to 1. So you can go 1, it's got electric 2, gas and electric, gas and electric 2. So I just always have it set on 1, and that takes about 10 to 15 minutes to heat the water up on electric. So here I'll give a quick demonstration of the water coming through the shower head. As I start the shower, the pump instantly activates and we have a nice, steady, constant flow of water coming through the shower head. It really is a nice, refreshing shower. To control the shower, there's a dual input tap here, so you've got hot and cold coming through the same tap. I have it set right in the middle, and that seems to be the perfect temperature for me. But I would warn that this tap, the Basecamp shower, draws hot water first, and I have burnt my head in the shower. So what I do now is, when I turn the shower on, I just allow the shower to run into the sink for a couple of seconds to get that hot water through. And also there's an on and off switch on the shower here. I don't use that. I just use the tap over here. When showering in the base camp, there is a curtain which is to be pulled right round the wet room. I'm 6'4" and of slim build and fit comfortably in this space and can shower in this space without the wet curtain touching my body. The shower head itself is a water saving head. It actually blends air and water together, so you get a nice shower, but it's using less water. So now that we know that we've only got 40 litres in the Akerol and there's only 8 litres of hot water in the actual heater, therefore we have to be sensible about how we use the shower. So to get the best out of the shower, what I do is what I would call a submariner shower, so an on-off method. So I switch the shower on, I wash myself down, get myself nice and wet, turn the shower off. Next, I'll use the shampoo and shower gel to lather myself up, and then turn the shower on again and rinse myself off. And that brings me to the end of my shower, so I'm not using more than the 8 litres of hot water I've got available. When it comes to drying myself, I just pull the shower curtain halfway round, and then I'll dry myself, and then when I get down to my feet, I then put a duck board on the floor and then stand on the duck board and dry my feet, and then exit the wet room. And the reason for that is because you'll never have the shower completely, the base camp completely level, that the shower water is going to drain down the tap. So at the end of a shower, I always have to use a sponge to wash away the rest of the water and dry the floor out. It's just the way it is. For drying myself after the shower, I use a microfiber towel, and the brand that I'm using is Body Rag. They're a popular brand for caravan and motorhomes, and honestly this towel just dries you as soon as it touches your body, and then I just leave it on the ring there, and when the heater's on, it dries in about 20 minutes on its own. So good towel, expensive, about £30, but very, very good. So that is the base camp shower. So when the sun comes up on a base camp adventure, you know you can have a refreshing shower on board. The shower just needs to be used sparingly. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.